What are you doing?
I'm just,
Putting one together?
yeah.
Who makes these, Travis? They Kalen?
Those are Kalen's. No. Read them. What is it? Culprit.
Oh, they're culprit. Why do you use that one? You like the way it... Why?
Just, it's thicker.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Well, the what do you call it? Are good too. The double zooms are good.
Yeah, they're not like that big. Those are, isn't that the Fat Albert or something?
Yeah, Fat Albert crab.
Zooms?
Yeah. You don't like them?
I do.
I fished them on the back of a jig for years, dude. Just a regular flipping
You'll talk
jig.
about these. These are dirty jigs, regular swim jig. So it's got a heavier...
Yeah, heavier weed guard on it.
Heavier hook.
That's a meat hook, right? All right.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Start with the introduction.
You got a really nice setup. Holy shit, dude. I'm impressed. Yeah.
Here we go.
Are we filming?
We are.
Oh, all right.
Hey guys, welcome to SmallmouthCrush. Today we're going to talk all about swim jigs. We got Jimmy back in studio.
What's up?
Should be good. Okay. All right, so we're going to go over swim jigs. It's something I throw year-round. It's an awesome bait for smallmouth and largemouth.
Yeah, I've caught largemouth on them.
But
yeah.
I throw them a lot for smallies.
Yeah.
Man, they just crush it. So a swim jig is really designed to mimic a bait fish.
Right.
Whether it be a bluegill, perch, shad. And it's just a real, I guess, finesse way of fishing. Can be.
Kind of compact a little bit, you know, not
Very
real
compact.
big. Not a big swim bait, not big gaudy, kind of nice little kickers, you know. Interesting.
Yes.
I noticed that all swim jigs have the eye this way.
And we'll talk about that. What I really like, well, first of all my swim jigs that I throw for smallmouth, I throw the dirty jig swim jig. Okay?
I'm impressed, by the way.
Yeah, this
really.
is actually the first time you actually seen
Yeah, I'm impressed with these. These are very nice jigs. Very nice jigs.
He's been around forever. Makes great jigs.
This guy? Really?
Yeah, flipping jigs.
Wow.
Punching jigs. The swim jig is where it's at for me. So he makes a couple different versions of a swim jig. The ones I use a lot are the Finesse Swim Jigs. So I'll use the Finesse Swim Jigs quite a bit. You got a phone call again. What we got here?
Yo, buddy. What's up?
He's got another call. I'll grab this one.
I'm at Travis's.
Who's that? Should I answer it?
Yeah, we're doing some videos. What's up? No. Yeah, but way back we threw them all out. Yeah, sorry, buddy. I answered the phone. We were right in the middle of doing the video. Did I mess this up?
Yeah, big
I have to call when Jimmer answers because I...
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand your personal issues. Don't look at me like that. Come on, man. I'm trying to get a video going here.
Well, we could take it off right from where we were, right?
No, we're going to start.
Are you still videoing?
Right now it is.
Why do you do that?
Because I don't have access to the app right now.
Oh.
It's not my fault GoPro sucks.
Is that the deal?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right, guys, so we're going to talk swim jigs today. Specifically, I'm going to talk a little bit more about smallmouth fishing with the swim jigs. We're going to let Jimmy take over on the largemouth side and kind of go from there. So swim jigs come in so many different sizes. Basically, they're trying to mimic bait fish, perch, bluegill, shad. It's a great bait. I throw it year-round. I throw it a lot for smallmouth. I don't know if a lot of guys do. Open water smallmouth, smallies in grass, rocks, don't matter. I throw it. And
you throw it in open water, rocks?
A lot of times.
Wow.
A lot of times in open water. You know about that.
No, I've mainly thrown a swim jig around vegetation.
Sure.
That's it. I don't throw it anywhere else.
I love throwing it in open water.
But I mean, I'm catching largemouth too.
If you're on, like, let's say it's pre-spawn, you're on a 6 to 8 foot flat, it's a great bait for that.
Never tried it that way.
Man.
Amazing.
So, I mean, right off the bat, all of my swim jigs are made by Dirty Jigs.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed.
It's a great bait.
It really is. I'm impressed. And I've tied a lot of my own jigs.
Sure.
This guy ties a nice jig.
The dude's been around forever. He's well known. His jigs are very popular. And
Any of the pros fishing them?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So the Finesse Swim Jig is pretty much the one that I use most often. Quarter ounce, I think there's 5/16 and then 3/8. 5/16 is something I'll throw quite a bit, and the 3/8, especially if
The
I'm out.
smaller one you throw on a spinning rod or still on a baitcaster?
No, it's all in baitcaster. Let's go into that right now.
Okay.
So since you brought it up.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Okay, so
I love those rods, man.
look at this bad boy.
Hey, that's the wrong one. Oh, I thought that was the new one.
I don't know. This is a Legend.
Yeah,
Right?
so are you.
Legend tournament, St. Croix. This one's been around forever. I've had this one forever. This is a Magnum Cranker series. Okay? Hear me out.
Magnum Cranker series.
So, meaning it's designed for crankbaits.
Oh, it loads up.
However, with a swim jig, especially the Finesse Swim Jig, I really want a soft tip.
Is that fluorocarbon?
It is floral. So I'm throwing this on 12-pound fluoro.
That's it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Open water smallmouth. Sometimes I'll go down to 10. This one here is the, I think it's called Crack.
That's the color?
That's the color. That's my favorite color. I should know this. Chartreuse shad. Now he calls it that.
He changed
might be
it
a
up.
crack in there. Oh, maybe. didn't think
Maybe
it
he was
fully
smoking
correct.
too much crack when he aimed it.
He could've.
might have been. Hey, get off the pipe, dude.
So
Imagine tying a jig smoking crack.
Right.
Could you imagine that? Then, yeah, I couldn't imagine that.
I don't think Dirty does that.
No?
No.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying, could you imagine doing that?
I can imagine.
Oh, all
I
right.
got it.
Freaks
I got
me
it.
out, man.
So the deal here, this is my favorite color for smallmouth, is it has some chartreuse and white strands in it. It's got some black strands on top. You'll notice that the weed guard is very thin.
I was impressed compared to a thicker weed guard in
On
the
heavier
heavier
swim
jig.
jig.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a great deal.
Look is
man.
great. This is awesome.
I like the fact that the skirt is finessey. You know?
Now I'll pair this up with a bunch of different swim jig trailers. My favorite is just a standard grub. White for this.
It's got a little kicker
well,
tail
this
on
isn't
it.
a standard grub.
Sneaky?
I was trying to keep it low key, but we can talk about it.
That's okay.
Remember our buddy back in Wisconsin, Get Bit Baits?
Yes.
Steely Dan?
Yes.
I mentioned him.
Yeah. Great musician.
Yeah.
Great musician.
So Steely Dan, I'm sorry guys. Steely Dan.
Why do you call him that? Is that his real name?
Okay, so Steely Dan, Dan is his name.
I hope so.
He makes tubes and jigs.
Is he a thief?
No.
Oh. You call him
Steely. He fishes for steelhead a lot.
Oh, all right.
You
well,
know,
that
the trout,
explains it.
rainbow
Yeah,
trout,
that
in the
explains
rivers.
it. Yeah, that's all you had to
Egg
tell me.
sacks and bobbers.
Yeah, you don't got to go into the whole thing. Let's just tell me he's a
Dan.
trout fishing guy.
Right. So
Sorry.
the deal is, I'll use his hypertail grub. It's got a little kick
It's
flare
really
to it.
hard to get information out of you.
Yeah, this is the little kick flare. Just gives off a different vibration. I love it.
Can you feel it when
absolutely
you're?
love it.
Can you feel it thumping when you're?
Oh man, unbelievable. And then you just feel the boom, the rod loads up. So when you do get a bite, you keep reeling, okay? You don't stop. You let the rod
Just kind of load up on
load
them.
up.
Now, let me ask you this. I've caught a lot of largemouth, and I know it's a smallmouth show, but I've caught a lot of largemouth on a swim jig, and I see 90% of them eat it.
Okay.
Am I doing something wrong?
You see 90% of them
Eat it, yeah.
Meaning what?
Means when I'm swimming it
Okay.
in the grass,
Right?
on top,
come up on
in
it.
the grass, I see them come up and eat it.
I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
Oh, all right.
Good observation.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
But you're talking 5-6 feet below the surface now. You're
Yeah, I'm depending on the depth and the speed of my retrieve, it could vary. I love throwing this in open water, especially on the Great Lakes, Lake Champlain, Lake Oneida, things like that. It's great around grass as well because of the weed guard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such an efficient bait. You can cover water quick.
I'm gonna have to experience
It
that.
puts so many fish in a boat. I don't leave without a rod tied on when I'm heading.
So what are your favorite colors? You got an assortment. My God.
Yeah. So I guess it would be this. What was that again? Here's a brand new
Crack
one.
ice.
Crack ice. Chartreuse shad, apparently, is my favorite color. I don't know. I just buy them. I got a lot of them here. I got a lot of different colors. So chartreuse and white, you can't go wrong with that either.
I like this color, Travis. Just so you know, bluegill.
Well, that's more of a perch color, I believe.
I like
but
blue.
yeah.
I call it bluegill, but it may,
Bluegill perch,
yeah, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
I like
bluegill.
that
I'll go with
color,
you on
yeah.
that. So I don't really throw the Finesse Swim Jigs in any other color except chartreuse and white.
Can you guys see that?
Oh, they can see
It's
it.
awesome, man.
White.
These are great jigs.
Black and blue. Maybe if it's early spring, I like to throw a little black and blue and purple in.
Yeah. Black, blue, and purple is always good combo.
But for smallmouth, it's pretty much, for me, going to be chartreuse and white or white. That's just what I roll with. And the twister, the grub from Get Baits, probably the #1 trailer. Thank you. Also, what is that, the 3-inch?
Yeah.
Swim Cinco. Works great in the back. Grab them, man. Grab
One of
them.
these guys.
Kitex work great.
Kitex, I like Kitex, good baits. You ever throw the fatty on the back of that or just
yeah,
the
absolutely.
thinner
No,
one?
I use both. I really, when the finesse deal is going on for me, and I'm throwing the finesse swim jig, it's pretty much going to be that grub.
That's it, huh?
It's just my confidence deal.
Nice.
I do catch, I know you want to talk about largemouth, but I do catch a lot of largemouth as well, throwing these swim jigs in the grass.
Any grass. Milfoil or eelgrass or when?
Yeah, just
It
when that
don't
grass
matter?
first, you know,
Yeah.
post spawn, right after post spawn, when they get into that zone. And that can, I mean,
That color.
again, this color works great. And I'll throw this grub, I'll throw the exact setup for smallmouth, I will,
Wow.
for largemouth on the Chesapeake and other lakes around the country. I'll also use black and blue for largemouth, and straight white works great. And of course, green pumpkin, you can't go wrong with that. There's some different trailers that you can use with that setup. But for smallies, it's really just a cast out as far as you can and a steady retrieve, working that bait back, waiting for the fish to inhale, let the rod load up, and then lean back on it. And I mean, you catch them, and they don't get off.
Keep pulling.
It's awesome. So that's how I roll.
So, you fish that light of a rod all the time?
Well, for smallmouth, I will.
Okay, what about largemouth? What about thick grass?
Okay.
What about,
Yes, let's get into
what
that.
if you're throwing, now hang on, what if you're throwing in some thicker stuff, say, you know how Champlain, that grass gets thick on those, a lot of those long tapering points always have rock and grass on them mixed. You throw that light rod in that thick grass?
No,
No,
I don't.
I was just curious.
When I'm throwing the finesse,
Because I throw a 7.6 or a 7.11 heavy, medium heavy action rod.
when I'm throwing a finesse jig,
Yeah.
it's pretty much going to be more open water than heavy
Oh,
grass. Okay. So I use that rod because I don't have a lot of obstruction to get the fish tangled and
Right.
things like that. When I do have to go to fishing grass,
Ah, you brought two, huh? Didn't see
oh,
that
what we
coming.
got?
Didn't see that coming.
Yes.
All right.
So here's my setup for
Ah, the new rods.
the pitching.
Heavier.
or, I'm sorry, the heavier
Largemouth, maybe.
swim jigs. Dobbins 734. It's the same rod that I throw that spook on.
Is it?
Okay, yeah.
Man.
I'll throw this when I'm fishing around grass. But
I have learned so much just coming to talk with you.
Oh, you know it.
No, I'm not
But
lying.
I'll actually put this on braid.
I might be able to catch them.
Okay, 40-pound braid again. And this way I can rip this through the grass a little bit easier. If I get a good fish on it and get tangled up, I'm not too worried because of the braid.
It's got a
Now,
meaty-
because I'm using braid, this rod is a little softer than maybe what you're used to if you're throwing on fluoro or something like that.
No, if I'm fishing a swim jig or I'm flipping, I'm using braid
Okay,
for largemouth.
sure.
Not for, smallmouth's a whole another trick
Right,
for
right,
me.
right.
I'm going to try that this year.
But I will try that St. Croix Magnum cranker first and foremost, and if I can't get away with it, I'll go to the heavier. Or of course, if I'm throwing a heavy swim jig, not a finesse swim jig.
Like
If
that
I-
one?
Yeah, if I'm using a trailer, I use a lot of the Culprit Big Magnum double tail as well. Gives off a lot of good vibration.
I buy Magnums too.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
The Rage Tail, and of course, the Kitex and different trailers like that.
little guy.
So that's just
Oh,
another
good.
hyper tail in different
Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
More of a.
What is your favorite color?
favorite colors? I think we went over that already.
Yeah, I was just
Okay,
double checking.
Church,
I want the,
yeah,
I want
I
the
didn't
folks
change
to
yet.
know at home what your
I didn't
favorite.
change yet.
What your it's
I mean, he makes a lot of great.
this is kind of like he
colors.
makes a shit ton of colors,
Yeah,
man.
he does, and he does a great job. at it.
Golly, that bag right there is probably worth $100. Probably more.
A little more than that.
Yeah, a little more than that. You look like you got everything you need right there. That's the only bag you need.
That's my go pack, you know?
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't know.
That's his go-to pack.
There you go.
This guy's got a go-to pack for everything. You should see his room downstairs. Insane.
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 So let's talk about some of the techniques you use a swim jig as far as largemouth fishing.
Me personally, I like to throw a swim jig once, like you said, post spawn, and the fish are chasing bluegill or whatever,
Right.
you know. But I kind of fish it a little bit different. I kind of keep it right underneath the surface, a little, you know, where the grass, you know what I mean, where that little bit of space you have. Sure. And I'll swim it and then drop it in a hole, and then swim it out of a hole and drop it into a hole. And you know, a lot of times the fish, if they're not chasing it, once you kill the bait and it falls in the hole, I mean, you're kicking down, they're going to eat that baby, just like a regular flipping jig. You probably could get a bite flipping all day long, but you know, sometimes you want to keep moving, cover water.
If you're working a large grass flat and there's other guys and they're throwing chatter baits, spinner baits, things like that, this is going to
it kind of finesses them a little bit.
Yeah,
Is that the right word? Finesses?
Yeah, I'll use it.
Kind of finesses them.
I'll take it.
Yeah, finesses them. Yeah.
It's real simple bait to use. You just gotta start throwing it.
Now,
you'll catch fish everywhere with it.
I've seen guys catch the heck out of them in the eelgrass on the Chesapeake, in the Potomac. And I'm not a big eelgrass guy. I have trouble catching fish in eelgrass. I don't know if you do.
I love eelgrass.
I like to see a nice big bloom, the coontail, the milfoil. I'm a milfoil guy. But I've seen guys go out there and just start chucking and winding out in the eelgrass till they found a pot of fish.
Oh, absolutely.
And then catch the heck out of them. But I'm not a big eelgrass guy.
No.
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't like it.
You don't look like an eelgrass.
I'm not an eelgrass guy, I don't like anything that looks like an eel.
No.
Or grass.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you. So that's really it. Pretty basic stuff. Couple different sizes, 3/8, 5/16.
I'm amazed at this.
And
man, you got a lot of jigs.
You don't need all this stuff. You really don't. To narrow it down, if you really want to get started on swim jigs for
this bag. That's it.
You want your black and blue, your green pumpkin, your whites and chartreuse, and then match it accordingly.
I mean, twin tail trailers and singles, right?
Yeah, that's right.
it. Twin tail and singles. Take your pick. A little bit more finessier with this guy, a little bit thicker for this guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, guys, there you have it. Everything you need to know about the swim jig.
That's it.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
You
Leave
got
us
it,
any
man.
comments below. Tell us what kind of swim jigs you love to throw and why and when and where.
And tell us who's more handsome.
And we'll go from there.
Me or him?
All right, we'll see you guys on the water.
Peace out.